Well, the crypto market is ending this Thursday night off with a bang, as most cryptos are up anywhere from 5 to 10% just over the last few hours. And so, naturally, I wanted to jump on and make a quick video for you all, going over what is happening in the market right now, giving my thoughts, and probably making a couple moves with my own portfolio. So, we have a good bit to get into today, but before we do, guys, do not forget that if you want to trade any of the cryptos you see me talk about, Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, XRP, and many more, you can check out the link to BTCC down below. Guys, you can trade on BTCC and get up to $10,000 in bonuses and lower trading fees than most other platforms, only if you use my link. So head to the link down below, go check it out. You won't regret it. But as I mentioned before, the crypto market is popping right now. I mean, look at what's going on. We got Bitcoin at 115.9, right under 116,000, ETH at 4,500, Solana over 230, XRP over $3, SWI over $3.60. I mean, the market's actually in a pretty good spot. Just in the last hour, things like Pingu, Doge, Maker, WIF, Sol, all up 1.8%. Over the last day, look at this, guys, looking good. Pendle, Doge, Saros, Pipe, Arrow, and many more, some of them pushing up to 10% in gains. Now, we are seeing a little bit of a liquidity rotation from some of our ones that were pumping recently. As you can see, WorldCoin is now pulling back, MYX is now pulling back, Form is now pulling back, but that's normal, right? You have some cryptos that absolutely run, they drain liquidity out of other altcoins, they absolutely run, and then what will happen is people will take profits from there. They feel like the opportunity's over, right? So they'll pull some profits off the table and funnel those profits over into some of their other altcoins when they feel a little opportunistic, like the market could be in a good spot. Now, the reason why people feel like the market could be in a good spot is, of course, due to what we saw with the PPI and the CPI data over the last couple of days. If you don't know, I posted 2 videos about it, so ideally you just go check those out. But a quick recap, we got inflation data from the United States over the last 48 hours. Producer inflation came in substantially better than expected. Consumer inflation came in basically what we expected, a tiny bit worse, but basically what we expected. And so because of that, people are like 100% confident that there will be interest rate cuts, and now they're pricing in those interest rate cuts. And it creates an environment where people are like, oh, there's gains, like, what's up? And they just start buying everything. And is it a little bit moronic? Yes. Like, in my opinion, if you think an asset class is valuable, you should invest in it, not when you're just excited. I digress. The market's pumping because people are feeling like this is an opportune time to get in. Now, with this pump, let me talk about the good and the bad. Okay, I'll start with the good. So the good side of it is that most cryptos are actually seeing macro breakouts that easily could lead them to the upside in the long term. For example, Bitcoin's price. Bitcoin was in this massive descending wedge. It broke out of the wedge, created the inverse head and shoulders, which is a bullish reversal pattern, broke out the wedge, broke out the head and shoulders, cleared the neckline, absolutely sent it. Now Bitcoin has a break up target of $120,000. So overall, what you have to consider is that even if Bitcoin does try to pull back here, it is making a fantastic move. And this move right here could easily lead Bitcoin up towards all-time highs, right? It easily could. Because watch, if I just go in and I remove all of my drawings, let's just kind of look at this, right? From an objective perspective, remove your emotions and look at this objectively. Who's to say that Bitcoin's price can use this reversal pattern, use this breakout, use this little inverse head and shoulders right here, right? Break through it, work itself up to the golden Fibonacci zone, break through $120.6 thousand again, and then absolutely send it towards all-time highs around 129 or 136. It's made that exact move a bunch of times. So this easily could be the move that starts to actually push Bitcoin up towards all-time highs. So from a positive light, when I'm looking at this from a positive perspective, a bullish perspective, this is very good. Not only that, though, if we look at altcoins are also in a fantastic spot. Solana making one of the rarest moves that it can possibly make by breaking through the top side of a triangle. You guys know, I've told you this. This is such a rare thing that happened that even I wasn't willing to say I thought it was going to happen. Truth be told, I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought it was much more likely that Solana would see a quick little pullback towards 180 and then from that point try to make the run upwards. Just because a break through the top side like this is less than 10% chance of happening. We're talking like 8 or 9% based on historical performative data from Solana's charts, especially from the 4-hour structural analysis. And so when I look at something like this, it's like this is a rare move to make. Like Solana's doing something very rare. And to me, this is bullish. For it to be able to make a move of this nature, it is bullish. And again, that could be something that pushes Solana towards all-time highs. Look at Ethereum. Ethereum's price recovering back into this ascending structure, now officially faked out to the downside of this ascending structure, now breaking back into it. That is hard to do, guys. That is a very difficult thing to do. Making a move like this is very uncommon as well, and that could push ETH back up towards the top side. It could push it towards the top side of this channel, maybe somewhere around $5,300, right? So from a positive perspective, if I am going to look at this like an optimist, what the market is doing right now is actually very good. And all of these things that are happening could be early settings and early signals that we are finally starting to see the crypto market rotate back in a bullish light in a positive setting. And that would be great for us because, of course, you guys know we've been buying. We've been dollar cost averaging. When Bitcoin was falling, when ETH was falling, when Solana was falling, guys, we were buying. For example, when Bitcoin's price fell all the way back down, on the very end of August, back around, say, $107,000, $108,000, we were buying. In the Discord, we had, 5 purchases over the course of a couple days. Over on Twitter, I'm announcing, boom, I'm buying. Instagram, I'm announcing, boom, I'm buying. So all of these moves that we're seeing right now, this pump from the crypto market is putting us in a good spot because although we didn't know for sure that Bitcoin and crypto prices were going to go up, we were willing to take the risk. Do you remember when I made a video for you guys and I said, listen, my game plan right now is I'm going to lay out my buy targets to the downside, and I laid out the buy targets from 111 to 106.7. The next one was, I think, 93,000, and the next one was like 82,000 or something like that. And I told you, I'm going to buy at every single one of these. And I don't care if, worst case scenario, I'm wrong. And this thing just absolutely smashes through all my buy targets. I'm just willing to bet that crypto is going to recover off of one of these. And I didn't know that it was going to recover off the very first buy zone that we put in, but that's why we stick to the strategy because boom, the people who were doubting the crypto market, guess what? They didn't buy at the lows. Now they're starting to buy right now, and they're probably going to end up exit liquidity, which I'm going to talk about in a second, right? So first of all, congratulations to all of you who are willing to get in, willing to buy, willing to make that commitment and take that risk when the market was to the downside, because now you got some gains on the table. And do I recommend taking profits? Of course I recommend taking profits because sure, Bitcoin might go to 150K. It also might not. And so don't play the game of one thing may or may not happen. What is for certain is you are in profit right now. Take some of that profit off the table, put it in your pocket, put some aside for cash, and take your significant other on a little date, call it a night, right? That's an easy plan to make right here in a moment where the market is pumping. Congrats. But now let's look at this from a little bit more of a pessimistic side, okay? Because there are some negatives to this. One, we are still in one of the most heavily manipulated markets in the entire world, in the entire history of existence, right? And so what that means is that in a moment like this, where the market's running and it feels good and it feels great, what you can't do is you can't forget how ugly this shit gets out of nowhere. You go look at the 7-day liquidation map on coinglass.com/pro/futures/liquidation map. Look what's happening right now, guys. We are seeing liquidation stacked to the bottom side. What does that mean? It means people are betting on stupidly high amounts of leverage that the market is going to keep going up. And when that happens, those lizard people, they come out of hibernation, lick those eyeballs, look at this chart, say, oh, people are going to bet the market's going to go up. Well, guess what? Market's going down now, baby. You can't make money in this market. That's not how this works, right? Because the market is built against retail investors. The market's built for me and you to lose. And so they're going to look at this and think, well, if all these people are betting it's going to go up, well, I have to pull it back now, right? I got to liquidate those people. I want their money, right? I want their crypto. And so in a situation like we're in right now, where all of these liquidations are stacking to the bottom side, it's not a guarantee that the market's going to fall, but it's a threat. It's a threat at all times. And so what does that mean? Now is not the time to open up 100x leverage long trades. That does not make sense. If you want to be exit liquidity, sure. If you want to open up a big trade, go ahead, sure. I wouldn't do that personally, right? Now is the time to be on the opposite side, taking that profit and kind of locking in some of those gains in a moment where the market is rallying and setting up to the bottom side. Now, again, I'm not going to say for sure that the market's going to fall. I'm just saying it's a threat and you need to be aware of it. Because look at the 30-day, right? Let's kind of play devil's advocate here. On the 30-day charts, there are still a lot of liquidations to the top side, right? We see a lot of liquidations occur if Bitcoin hits 120K. So maybe Bitcoin just runs all the way to 120K. So I'm not saying sell all your crypto and just take all your profit off the table right now. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is just be careful right now. Don't be opening up big, stupid ass leverage 100x, 500x trades right now because you're just going to set yourself up for failure. Because at some point, this pump we're in right now is going to pull back. It is going to cool down. If you've not been in this market for more than 1 week, you may not know this, but every pump in 2025 is followed by a flash crash at some point. So there will still be more opportunities to get in this market. If you feel FOMO and you feel like you want to buy everything right now, just give it some time, in my opinion. Maybe slowly start chucking some cash in right now. And then whenever we get that pullback or that cool down, whenever it happens, that's when you get in. But I'm going to be honest with you, you should have been buying back here. Whenever I was telling you that we were buying about 3 weeks ago, that's the time to be buying. When everyone was scared. When the crypto fear and greed index, dude, crypto fear and greed index hit a 39. a few weeks ago, and I told you in the live stream, go look at it. I said, this is stupid. Like, what are people so scared of? I'm buying because people are scared for no reason. That's the time to be buying. Not right now. Because truth be told, people who are buying in that time are taking profits in this moment, and you're buying in. That makes you exit liquidity. Okay. So when you mix in you being exit liquidity with the fact that the whales and the lizards are going to start manipulating this market at some point, it's a dangerous game to be playing right now. So this easily could be a trap, and I don't want you to fall for it. So if you feel the urge to buy or go long right now, slowly enter in, and then when the pullback or cool down happens, then stack in that cash, then stack in that fiat. That's the time to go in, not in a moment like right now, because it's dangerous right here. Okay. This is treacherous waters. Don't play the game right now. Okay. I don't want you to be lizard food. So with that in mind, that's what's happening right now. And remember, there's still a lot going on, right? Like, I know it feels like set in stone. Well, the crypto market is going to have to go up because the Fed's going to have to cut rates. Historically speaking, the markets don't perform well when the Fed starts cutting rates. Go look at any time the Fed has cut rates in history, the market is typically not performing that great. And the reason being is because they have to cut rates for a reason. They're cutting rates because the economy is not doing well. And that is still enough of a catalyst that it could cause some confusion, some lack of certainty that could pull this market down. You mix that in with manipulation, there is still the opportunity that we don't just go up only, that we might have pullbacks and cool downs and corrections. So don't get stuck in this mindset that, oh, since they're cutting rates, crypto can only go up, because the second everyone starts thinking that is the second all this shit ends, okay? And so I want this to be a clean slate. I want you guys to be able to play this thing right. Go in, scoop the lows, buy the bottoms, buy the fear, and take profit on the way up. And if you miss the bottoms, look for those pullbacks and those dips, because that's the opportunity to get in. Don't force your way in right now. It's not a good idea, okay? So I'll keep you updated as all this plays out, but I just wanted to drop a little bit on you guys and say, listen, don't be dumb right now. A lot of people are about to lose, and I don't want that to be you, okay? So don't do that. I will be dropping a little bit more alpha over on my Instagram page over the next couple hours. I'll probably post a couple more stories. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It's The Life of Tyler Hill. I will have it linked down below. If you do, go head over to the Instagram, click the Reels tab, and that's where you can see all of the analysis that I do every day. You can see just today we posted 14 Reels over on Instagram talking about World, Crow, Pepe, Shiba Inu, and many more. And then also on my story, I kind of talk about what I'm doing with investments. For example, I talk about, how the portfolio may be performing. Just earlier, over the last 24 hours, I dropped $50,000 into the stock market, and I talked about that over on Instagram. So feel free to go check that out. If any of that interests you, I will link it down below. And don't forget, if you are trading any crypto, head over to BTCC, go get up to $10,000 in bonuses, and just be careful. Okay, so I'll be back in the morning. As per usual, you guys know every morning I'll keep you updated on what's going on. So stay tuned for then. Be safe. I'll see you all later. Bye.